We are going live on the last preseason show of 2022. This is it. This is the last pregame Sunday pregame show. We got Zack Attack. We got Big Blue Forever and sitting in his house. This is it. This is the last show. The last one. No, I'm just joking. It's the last one for preseason. It's the last one for preseason in reference to the game itself. Of course, we got the Jets today in Jet Stadium. You got to call it that because, in fact, I don't know. It's not Giant Stadium. Giant Stadium has never been Giant Stadium since we left the Meadowlands. And so they took down those big red letters in front of the stadium that said Giant Stadium. All the old timers will remember that. We used to have huge red letters on the stadium, huge ones. And it just said across the top, Giant Stadium. And that's what it'll always be. But, we got a lot of fun things to talk about today. We got a lot of interesting stuff to talk about today. It's wakey, eggs and bakey time. Mr. Mazinga dropping in the room saying, good morning from the West Coast. Tim and Online Big Blue Sports Entertainment family. It wouldn't be a day without you. We got this Jet game coming up. We got some open roster spots. We got competition at the wide receiver position. We have the injuries that we're going to have to deal with. We're going to have to hope that we get out of this game alive because of the fact that that's what we need to do. We need to get out. We need to get out of this thing. We need to get out with zero injuries and move forward and keep going that way. And that's what we're going to need to look at because, we still have the whole issue in reference to Kayvon Thibodeau. We're going to have to worry about Kayvon still. They're saying 3 to 4. I'm saying 4 to 6. The intent right now, the Jets' intent right now is to play their starters on Sunday. How long? We don't know. It's not that kind of hard to figure out. With the Giants, they have to play their starters. The Giants are intent on playing their starters, but the question is for how long? That's gonna be the question because we're gonna have to look at people like Davis Webb, Alex Bachman, Austin Allen, David Sills, and Tony Williams. They're gonna have to get a look because this is like their final dress rehearsal. This is it. You are. Oh, I got hair there. Where's I got hair on that side? This is the final dress rehearsal before the 2022 season. And I've said this before. Don't get comfortable. If you are in roster spot 45 to 53, do not get comfortable on this team because you may not be on this team after the final cutdowns. Because Deshane has already said it. I am open for business. We are open for business. We're ready to move. We're ready to go. We're ready to rock and roll. We're ready to find additional talent because you can't be happy with the secondary. You can't be excited. You can't be excited about the corner position. You can't be excited about the free safety. The strong safety position. You have some concern at linebacker still in my mind, especially with losing Leave It to Beavers. You got some issues there as well. You got tons of issues on the offensive line. I love how people are like, well, the offensive line is going to be really good this year. I think that there's a potential early on in the season that the offensive line could be worse than last year because it's the old baseball adjective, spawn and sane and pray for rain. And that's kind of what our offensive line is. Feliciano is holding on. I think I got this electrical tape. I'm going to send this to Mr. Feliciano so he can tape himself up and be ready to go. And maybe, and I also have a bottle of water here for him so he won't be so dehydrated because we're going to need him on that line. You're going to worry about Evan Neal, that rookie sitting there at right tackle. Being concerned. Don't forget to hit the like the button when you hit the chat. Smash the like. Oh, Sala mia. Oh, Gianna Feliciano. So the question is going to be, and then you have to also think to yourself, are we carrying 3 quarterbacks? Has Davis Webb done enough to be the third quarterback on this team, or are we going to slide him over to the practice squad? He's shown enough the preseason that I'd be worried that if we release him, that someone might pick him up. There's nothing better than the smooth taste of Black Rifle coffee in the morning. It's not Black Rifle today, though. Hey, we got Frank, 87 in the room, coming in here. You got your Black Rifle? No, it's not Black Rifle. I got my Black Rifle mug. Yeah, it's because it's Sasquatch riding a reindeer with his AR-15. So you got the Black Rifle mug. This is actually a blended roast from a local coffee company. It's actually really good. I'm waiting for the holiday blends to come out with Black Rifle. Jeff is in the house saying, Timmer. Michael, staying alive, staying alive. That's the key. No, that's the key. Stay alive. This is like Last of the Mohegans. No matter what happens, stay alive, and I will find you. That's what this reminds me of. Stay alive, Survivor. But I've said it before about this team and about this game and about the backups. You got to think of this. I think of Herb Brooks.
Great moments are born from great opportunity.
And this is a great opportunity. I'm holding on to this tape because I really do need to send this to John Feliciano. Oh, Feliciano. Mamba. It really is an opportunity for these guys. There are so many roster spots open on this team. If you pull up the New York Giants unofficial depth chart, so let's go New York Giants depth chart. We did this chart before. We're going to do it again. Because we're gonna take a look at the unofficial depth chart and see where there's cause for pause. Because right now, if you take a look at the depth chart, you got Neil Gawinski, Feliciano, blank at left guard, and Andrew Thomas. And then you have to worry about if old Matt's going to make this team because you know what? Antonio Williams, Josh Corbin look good, but you still need a veteran presence. I said this a million times, and I said this before the rash of injuries. Darius Slayton was making this team. You could tell me I was wrong. T-Brad's in the house. You could tell me I was wrong, but he was making this team because he is outside of Kenny G. He is the only true NFL wide receiver on the outside. He's not a slot guy. He's an outside guy. He plays on the sidelines. He was making this team. Do we play the starters or no? You got to play the starters. You got to play Daniel Jones for a little bit. I know people are going to say, well, look what happened to Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold. No, they got Baker Mayfield. You got to play Jones a little bit. You got to give him at least a series or two. You have to. I think that's the key. You have to give him at least a series. Get his feet wet. Because you're going up against Tennessee. I'm going to tell you something about Tennessee. I watched the Tennessee game last night. And I've watched all the Tennessee preseason games. There's an opportunity there for the Giants. I'm not saying the Giants are going to win the game, but there is an opportunity. That offensive line in Tennessee is horrid. It is a bad offensive line. Even when they had the starters in, it is a bad offensive line. And they don't play a lot of starters in Tennessee. But it is a bad offensive line. The defense is going to be something to reckon with, but the offensive line is horrid. If you can generate a rush, figure out how to control the secondary, you may be able to limit them point-wise, unless Derrick Henry goes crazy, which he might, because I am still very much concerned. If you watch the Giants preseason games, I am very concerned about the middle of the field. I am extremely concerned about the middle of the field. I am. I see teams gashing us too much right up the middle. And you have to be concerned about that with Derrick Henry. Zach says, I know what you meant back. Get the like button for the T-Brad. So, yeah, what do we got here? Tim, what position groups are your least concerns with week one around the corner? I was going to say special teams, but Graham Gano's got a concussion. I'm concerned. Let's see. I'm concerned about the offensive line. I'm concerned about I'm not really concerned about the running. I guess the running back situation. I'm concerned about the wide receivers. I'm concerned about the tight ends. I'm concerned about the nose tackles. I'm concerned about the defensive, our defensive ends. I am concerned about our linebackers. I'm concerned about our secondary, and I'm concerned about the, Now I would say right now the only positional group I'm not concerned about is running back, or at this exact moment in time. That's what I'm gonna go with. Players ranked 45th to 53rd. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. you know what it's gonna be. I'm gonna label this board before I'm gonna have to label this board because we know what it means when you are that low on the roster. We know what it means when it's time because you are gonna get. Whoops, I can't find it.
That phrase.
Get nothing.
There we go.
You lose. Good day, sir.
You're that far on the roster, you're probably going to get wonked. So keep your head on a swivel. The guy that used to go around from cuts used to be called the Turk. He was the guy that would come around and tell you, the coach wants to see you and bring your playbook. But we don't have a turkey anymore. I did say before the draft T-Brad, you did say that. You did say that we need to address this position. You did see this. You did say that 100%. We got Jay Emanuel in the house. What's up? Malik Willis. Listen, I've been getting a lot of crap from Giant fans on Twitter because I've been posting stuff about Malik Willis. Malik Willis looks, I mean, I've said this on Twitter today. He is not yet a 4-quarter quarterback, which means he is not a guy that can play all 4 quarters yet. He's not. He was always going to be a project. But that big run he had, that touchdown pass he had, where he basically threw around a guy who was in his face. Some of the plays, I've seen every play in preseason. Yikes. There is a talent there. And I've said this before. There is a talent there that I have not seen since Michael Vick. And I watched Vic play in Virginia Tech. I watched Vic play live. I watched Vic when he was at his prime in Atlanta. The burst that he had on that 47-yard run, where he just went through the line, and his power and his speed. And honestly, if you take a look at the way he throws the ball, even analysts are saying that we thought accuracy was going to be his problem, but his ball placement is phenomenal for a rookie, which means he may not be 100% accurate, but he's either putting it on the right shoulder, he's putting it on the left shoulder, he's putting it on the inside, he's putting it on the outside. Where he's placing the ball, I'm going to tell you right now, I got to sit up. I'm going to tell you right now, I mean, at the end of the day, not just the Giants, but there's a lot of other teams that swung and miss on Malik Willis. And there's going to be, and I love that basically Mike Vrabel has started him every single game and has let him play 2 quarters in every game. So he's going to be the number 2, 100%. What's up, Jay? How you doing, my friend? Zach Attack says, do you think Willis starts anytime this season, or he's a gadget guy? They're not going to start him unless there's an injury. I've said this a million times before. My biggest concern right now is for week 1, Giants are up by 5. Tannehill goes down with 2 minutes left. Malik Willis comes in and throws a game-winning touchdown pass. I jokingly was playing Madden, and I posted the video on my Twitter page. And that's exactly what happened. I was playing Madden, and I actually moved I moved the game from Tennessee to the Giants because I wanted the Giants to win. And Malik Willis gets hurt, comes in the game, under 2 minutes, throws a touchdown with 38 seconds left. That's my biggest concern. How do you feel about Jordan Love? Jordan Love is interesting because I want to talk Giants, but Jordan Love is Aaron Rodgers came out and said that Jordan Love knows the Packer system. He's gonna be there. He's gonna be in Green Bay. He's not getting cut. He's not moving on from him. But he knows the system. He's one of the best quarterbacks to know the system. And I kind of think that's where like I said, I'm not a big Jordan Love fan. I think Jordan Love has had issues in college and that they've translated into the pros. But I think I think he's a good backup for the Packers. Willis said, Ritter looks good. The Ritter looks good, just as good. And I said, those were my 2 guys I would have drafted. Those were the 2 guys I would have taken. Ritter, though, if you watch some of the game, I try to watch some of his game. I watched part of his game yesterday too, or the day before in Atlanta. His ball placement's still not there yet. And he hangs I will give Malik Willis and Ritter this. They hang in the pocket. They go through the progressions. I think Willis, to almost a default or a fault, the last 2 games didn't run when he could have ran. But that's the edict from Vrabel. Yeah, Dom D, looks like they got a good one. They do look like they got a real good one. Malik Willis is unstoppable on Madden. He really is. He really is. Tennessee's rookie wide receivers. Phillips is actually looking pretty good. Like I said, Tennessee's team is going to be tough, but that offensive line is susceptible to the rush. And I'm thinking and I'm hoping with Giants and Wink see this, because if I can see it, anyone can see it, because the line, I've watched I would say I've watched all the last 3 preseason games because I have NFL Plus. I've watched all 3 games at Tennessee. And that line, even when they play the starters, is terrible. It's terrible. Do you think the running game is actually going to play a larger role than many? I think the running game is going to be it. I think the Giants are going to run the shit out of this ball. Because of the fact that for everyone that's so hyped up about Daniel Jones, I think Dable is smart enough to understand, control the clock, keep your defense off the field, time management, limit your mistakes, and grind it out. It's not sexy. It's not. It's 86 Giant stuff. Hand the ball off to Joe Morris 30 times a game. It's not sexy at all. It's 90 Giant stuff. hand the ball off to Rodney Hampton until he got hurt, and then turn around and give it to OJ Anderson. Not sexy, but it wins the ball games. Running the ball and defense wins you ball games. Plain and simple. What's up, my friend? Let's go to McCormick. Who are you looking at the 2023 draft? I'm looking at Hooker from Tennessee. Well, you shouldn't be looking at hookers.
That's what she said.
It's too early for the draft. Let me get one season in. Let me get like 2 games in this season. Then we can start talking about the draft. I believe DJ looks like he is playing tonight. I've been skeptical. Well, it's not tonight. It's 1:00. For those that do not know, the game is at 1 today. It is a 1:00 start today, and it's a Jet home game. For those that do not know, that's why I'm not at the game, because I refuse to go to that game. I refuse to get it. I love it though, because Xavier McKinney came out and says, "I'm pretty impatient with the Giants losing." Well, I don't want to tell you this, but you kind of like another 2 years of losing, buddy. I don't want to. Yeah, the Dallas backups wide receiver are scary. That what's his name? Turbin, the kid from the USFL who was with the Generals. I liked him. I was hoping the Giants would have picked him up. But he returned that punt. There is some scary talent in Dallas. Again, I think it's going to be the offensive line and how well the defense holds up. More production at wide receiver, Robinson or Tony? I don't know. Google says it's at 1 because I'm looking at the end. Maybe it is at some. Did they move the game time? I have Giants Jets August 28th, 1 p.m. Let me StubHub it. Zach, you're supposed to be Googling this shit, not me. You always go to StubHub when you look at things like that because of the fact that they have to give you the right time game wise. Because if they give you the wrong time, people are going to be going to the game at the wrong time, and they are not going to be happy. Oh, so Feliciano, Mamba. Yep, it's 1:00. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But in reference to wide receivers, Tony Robinson, listen, Tony has still got something wrong. There's still something there because if you watched him trying to doing some drills by himself, he still didn't have fluidity side to side. He didn't. You saw him against the Jets, but there was no tackling. And people are like, look, he did to Sauce Gardner. There was no tackling. You couldn't hit anybody. You didn't really want to touch anybody. That's like, you know what? I gave all the credit in the world for Daniel Jones for going 14 for 15. But then the problem is, if you look at people at the thing says there would have been a lot of sacks. There wouldn't have been 14 for 15. When you can't touch the quarterback and you have to pull up on the wide receiver and everything else, you better go 14 for 15. For all the same people, I'm going to rant a second. For all the same people that are like, well, Malik Willis is going up against second and third teamers, and he's doing this. Really? Because Daniel Jones does the same thing, and when he goes up against the Home Depoters and goes 8 for 11, people are like, oh. You can't have it both ways, guys. And I'm not talking about a lot of people, but you can't have it both ways. You can't say Daniel Jones is the Messiah because he's going up against, the Home Depoters. But when Malik Willis does it, you can't then say he's just going up against guys who aren't even going to be in the league. Doesn't work that way. It is 1:00. Zach says 7. My bad. 1. NFL Network. J-Fed says NFL Network. And we all believe in the J-Fed. It's 1:00. What do we got, Mike? Greg Davis says, bro, I work week 1 Sunday or stay home and watch the game. Stay home and watch the game. Your car doesn't work. You have a flat. It's raining. You got to come up with a reason why. You got to come up with a reason why you have to do this. But I would stay home because like I said, I am not saying the Giants are going to win. I am not saying that whatsoever. But I am saying this: that line is susceptible. That is in reference to the Tennessee Titans. That line is susceptible. The offensive line. There is something there that concerns me after watching the last 3 weeks. Now, maybe, just maybe, it's going to fix itself before the season starts. But I am telling you right now, there is something there that I think the Giants can take advantage of. I'm not saying they're going to win the game. I have said that a million times. I'm not saying they're going to win the game yet. But if, like I said, for the amount of times that I've watched this team play, that amount of times, you have to be concerned if you're the Titans. because then you are also going to throw Ryan Tannehill out there. And while Ryan Tannehill can move, he does not have the same fluidity that our old buddy has, that Malik Willis has. And I think that's what we need to look at. I was looking for a sound effect. You know what? I really got to get organized. I really do. There needs to be some organization at the start of this season, because this was gonna be funny when Greg said, "Bro, should I work week 1 or should I stay home and watch the game?"
I ran out of gas. I had a flat tire. I didn't have enough money for cab fare. My trucks didn't come back from the cleaners. An old friend came in from out of town. Someone stole my car. There was an earthquake. A terrible flood. Locust. It wasn't my fault, I swear to God.
Well, that's what you need to do, Greg. That's what you need to do. Tony's movements look stiff and his muscles aren't moving. He does look a little stiff. He does look a little stiff, and that's what you're gonna need to worry about. He hasn't practiced much. You know what? I jokingly said I'm sending the electrical tape to John Feliciano to tape himself up. I'm gonna send a second roll to Kadarius Toney. That's the new gift you get on this channel. The other day we gave away Coaches Club tickets. Now I'm giving away electrical tape so players can tape themselves up and play in the game. Good morning, Mark Stewart. How are you doing, my friend? I thought you might be at the game. Big Dash says, I think we get them week 1. We do get Tennessee week 1. We play week 1 Tennessee September 11th. 1:00 game our time. I think it's a 3:30 game their time. Like I said, I don't know. We have to. The dogs are going crazy. Who let the dogs out? Evidently nobody. But we are playing them week 1. Who do you think will be our key on defense this year? Your key players on defense this year are going to have to be the secondary. Are going to have to be Xavier McKinney. You're going to have to have Adoree Jackson playing well. You're going to have to find someone that's going to step up into that free safety, the strong safety position. I know people have Julian Love penciled in, and you got Yusef Corker backing him up, but that's a bad combination. Love has already gotten benched 2 years in a row. Only came back last year via injury, and then he played in the slot. So you have to, but I'm not, like I said, those are going to have to be the big guys on defense. I'm a little concerned now that Azeez Ojulari's got that issue with his quad. And I don't want to hear about the turf. Don't want to hear about the turf and a quad injury and a quad strain. And nothing to do with the turf. And a lot of these guys are getting hurt on the practice field. And the Jets don't have the same amount of injuries we do. And they play in the same stadium. But those I think are going to be the key guys on defense. You're also going to have to go with people like Kayvon Thibodeau is going to have to step it up a lot. He's already talking down a little bit more because of the injury about he's not going to get his 17 sacks and he's not leading the Giants to the NFC East Championship. You also have to worry about Leonard Williams. Leonard Williams is actually questionable today. So I'm kind of interested to see exactly what the Leonard Williams news is going on, because Leonard Williams was not on the field last Sunday. He was not in the stadium. He was not on the field. We actually noted that he was not on the field. But Mark, I thought the game is at 1:00. Don't be there at 4:25 if the game's at 1. That's gonna be a short game for you to watch. Giants will be 1-0 for the first time in a long time. I don't know, Big Dash, man. I personally can't. Don't forget to hit the like when you come in. We got 16 likes, 50 plus people in the room, and 16 likes. I know I got to keep saying that, and that's disgusting that I got to keep saying that, because it bothers me that I got to keep saying it, but I got to keep saying it. I don't like repeating myself over and over again. But it's one of those things. Like I said, I don't see us beating Tennessee. I think Tennessee is going to be susceptible to the inside rush. I do see that. You still have a problem with some big running back. And the problem with as susceptible to the inside rush right now Tennessee is, the Giants are susceptible to the inside run. They're just not there. I can't, for everything that Dexter Lawrence does well, he's not a plugger. He's not a guy that's going to plug. He's not a Dalvin Tomlinson. He's not a guy that's going to plug that middle. He's not a Jim Burton. He's not an Eric Howard. He's not a guy that's going to take up that middle of the field. He's just not. And same thing with Leonard Williams. Leonard Williams is a tweener. Leonard Williams he's not a defensive tackle and he's not a defensive end. He's a guy that has to play in a rotational system and a rotational basis to find his spot. And then if you take a look at who's backing up into our nose tackle position and everything else, the way we have it set up right now, you got Justin Ellis. DJ Davidson actually has not played well, even against the Home Depots. And you got David Moa. And then the other defensive tackle, you're looking at Leonard Williams, Jalen Holmes, Nick Williams, Ryder Anderson. Not exactly well-known names. And at your defensive end, you got Azeez Ojulari, who's hurt. And you got Warden Smith, Smith is also hurt. So as much as you want to say the Giants can win this game, if the rookie wide receivers for Tennessee put something together, it could be bad because the fact that they're going to ground and pound. This may be a game. And someone said to me, Derrick Henry is going to, I think it was James Williams. He said to me the other day, Derrick Henry is going to get like 100 yards in this game. I was like, he might get 100 yards in the first half. Because it might be just one of those games where you just grind it out. You just push it forward. Like Glenn says, Giants beat the Titans. Unless Henry goes out, they lose Tannehill, and someone leaves Malik Willis in the hotel and they can't find him. Like I said, you always want to have hope. You always want to have that ability to think, yes, anything could happen. But I don't think that's going to happen. What does Jeff says? Why is QR so low in the depth charts? I feel like he's a solid NFL player. Because of the fact that this is the unofficial depth chart. So, that's what you got to look at. Listen, my big thing, with Quincy, I don't know. Quincy right now is behind O'Shane Zimenez. Oh, O'Shane, can you see? It was great to sing that on the field the other day. He's played well when he's been in the game. It's just for some reason he's in the doghouse. I don't know why, but Quincy's played well. He looked good last Sunday. So I don't know exactly why. Excuse me. I don't know exactly why he's having these issues. What do we got? Big Dash up here saying, what is Big Dash saying? If you don't know, Big Dash is another giant YouTuber. Big Dash, if you want, put your channel's link in the comment section. It's the Titans defensive front that scares me. Simmons is a beast. Yeah. And like I said, the Giants are going to be, it's the defense. The defense is there. The offensive line is susceptible, but then you can also, if the Giants go into an over-aggressive type attacking style defense, you're just going to do some delayed handoffs to Derrick Henry and put him in the secondary. Get him in that second level. It's not going to be good. T. Brad says, hit the like button. Hit the like button. People, we are getting good content. Good content. We're getting great content here. We're getting great content. True that. Throw that up. Thank you, Mike. Christian says, bro, Malik Willis would throw like 5 picks. Malik Willis, if you're not watching any of the games. Christian, you're not watching the games. I watched all 6 quarters, almost 7 quarters of Malik Willis playing. There is something there. And NFL scouts are drooling over him now. You have personnel guys saying we made a mistake. They redrafted, and people are already saying that if they would redraft the quarterback class, it would be Pickett and then Willis. There's talent. You can be angry. You could be mad that this kid's balling out. There's certain content creators that people send me things about, and I don't watch them, but I listen. When they send me, people write descriptions and tell me what it says. I don't have time to watch people. That people that hated Malik Willis are still hating on Malik Willis because he's playing well, and they're saying, well, it's because he's playing against the Home Depot. Well, I say that. They said they're playing against people that are in the league. Daniel Jones has a good game against guys that aren't going to be in the league either, and he's back to being the quarterback messiah. And that's in year 4. Malik Willis has played 6 quarters and has done more in reference to excitement than I've seen out of Daniel Jones in 2 seasons. That run that he had and that pass that he had when the guy was in his face and still sidearmed it around him. Holy shit. I have not seen stuff like that since, I've said it before, he's Vic Ultralight. I've said that months ago before even the draft. Big Dash says Roach is the best guy behind Azeez and Tibbs. I don't understand. It's one of those things. It's just one of those things. You don't know why. We're not in the we're not in the meeting rooms. We're not in every practice. We're not in every session. There could be something that Quincy Roche there's something we're missing, that there's a problem with him. We're not there. And like I said, I think the limited times that I've seen him play at the end of the games, he's been all over the field. You could see the talent. But like I said, we don't know what goes on during the week. Oh, Mike Glenn says, we will likely be the walking wounded week 1. The walking wounded, the walking dead. Don't forget to hit the like, smash the like button when you come into the chat. Help the channel out. I think next month, I usually donate my super chats to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. I think next month, what we're going to do, and maybe even starting this month, I think we did a contest where we took, I don't know what that is, but we did a contest where we took, I still don't know what that is. We did a contest where we took 2 subscribers to the Coaches Club, which was nice. We went on the field. We were going to take 3, but some of the people got sick. But we took people to the Coaches Club. So what I may do for the super chats next couple months is just put all that money together, and we'll do another Coaches Club ticket giveaway. I mean, I can't keep paying for it out of my own pocket. So, but I think that's what we're going to do it. Nate shows, hey, what's up, Nate? Nate the Great says, what's up? Yo, Tim, what's up? Everything's good, man. Everything's coming up roses. Zach says, I feel like we will keep it close, but not win. I think you're probably talking about the Tennessee game. I don't know. If they control the line, Tennessee does, and grind out our defense, I think we're going to have a little bit of problems, but you know, you never know. We got to find out what this roster is going to look like in a week. Big Dash knows, says Malik Willis slander is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Everything that and it's mainly from Giant fans. They get mad at me. Everything that people say about him, that he can't do this, it's against guys that aren't even going to be in the league. Daniel Jones goes out and has 1 good drive in 2 preseason games against the Home Depoters, but who has been in the league for 4 years, and then he is the Messiah. Malik Willis is just a bum going against guys that aren't going to be in the league. It really is. We have a video coming out. I don't want to tip my hand about this, but we got a video coming out, Big Dash, that you're going to love. I'm not going to say what it's about, but it's a video that's going to piss a lot of people off, because that's just what I do. I always love it because when I piss people off about saying certain things, the subscriber count just, but I don't care. If I did this for the subscriber count, boy, I'd be in the wrong biz. Oh, Pandemonium dropping the big super chat, and they're all super chat goes to Philadelphia Children's Hospital. Bias, Malik Willis like garbage, highly inaccurate. Excitement doesn't win games. And while Daniel Jones hasn't been exciting in 3 years, and what is this, 12-25? And he's not highly inaccurate. That's the problem. He's not. Most analysts will tell you his ball placement is a hell of a lot better than people thought it was going to be. And accuracy isn't just about completions. Accuracy is also in reference to where and how you place the ball on the field. That's what you need to watch when you watch Malik Willis. And you know what? Excitement puts fans in the seats. And he is a first-year rookie quarterback out of Liberty, and he has not played like garbage at all. You need to go watch Pandemonium. Watch with your eyes, not with the heart, for the fact that the Giants could have had this kid. Mike Glenn's, and I appreciate super chat. All super chats right now. I still here at the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. 0-3 is a real possibility. Carolina will be much better this year. It's definitely not going to get. There are no gimme games in the NFL. There are no gimme games, even when the Giants were bad, like really bad last year. There are no gimme games, and that's why I keep telling people you can't. And people are like, well, why don't you give schedule predictions? Because you can't sit there a month before the season starts and go, that's a win, that's a loss, that's a win, because you don't know about injuries. You don't know how well teams are going to play. You don't know, some teams, even bad teams, get hot. There's the fluke. The ball is shaped this weird way for a reason. There's a reason why the ball is shaped is because you never know which way it's going to bounce. And that's why I never do predictions. Do you still have the Malik Willis tune? Which one?
Malik Willis. Bring him the boom!
You gotta play that one loud. You gotta play that one loud. Of course, we still have the Malik Willis tune. I'm never gonna get the Malik Willis tune, because at the end of the day, you could hate Malik Willis. You could do whatever you want. He's still gonna be an NFL quarterback. Zach says, do you think Vrabel will hold Malik Willis by not letting him use his instincts? Well, I think Vrabel. I don't want to keep talking about Malik Willis. I'm gonna talk about the Giants. But what Vrabel is doing is he's trying to get him to look down the field more and not take off with the ball. At Liberty, his first response was if the pocket collapsed, he would just run because he could outrun everybody. Can't do that in the NFL. He's trying to keep him in the pocket. There were some plays last night that he probably should have run and probably would have gained more yards, but he didn't because of the fact that he's under the edict of Mike Vrabel. And Vrabel came out and said, you have to call this. You got to stay in the pocket. Look down the field. Look down the field. Look for your receiver. Let's see here. Smith is number 3 if he gets help. Smith. Oh, my God. Smith. Mr. Smith, we're waiting. Year 2 now. We're waiting for him to get healthy. And that's the biggest wait. We're waiting for him to get healthy. So I can't give an analysis on that. Christian said the biggest part for the Giants defense right now is that Henry is coming off an injury. Came off an injury last year. And he came back. So I don't even think that's a plus, Christian. Timothy's got a trade for us. We always know the Giants will trade Kenny G to the Bears for Roquan Smith and now can't the salary cap. Timothy, we've talked about this a million times. The salary cap can't. You can't even consider moving on from Kenny G to 2023, and even moving on from 2023, that's going to be an issue. What does Jeff have to say? Jeff says, if Willis becomes a star, you're going to have a mother of all of I told. It's funny, Jeff. I have so many mothers of I've told you so in the last 2 years. Tons of them. No one ever gives me credit. Tons of them. Tons. I had a certain popular YouTuber DM me like a little girl because I had some things right. I shouldn't be disparaging teenage girls by comparing them to this person, that I had so many things right. And he's like, well, just because you had it right, do you not have to brag about it? It's like, really? Am I that much in your head? That's what you have to do in your spare time. Donovan says, hard to put a record prediction. It's the NFL. Thank you. Anything can happen. The ball is shaped weird for a reason. There's a rationale behind it. That's why I don't do schedule predictions, because of the fact that you don't know. I heard all last year, the last half of the Giants season was a gimme season. We're going to make the playoffs if we can just get to these last 7 games. And even when Miami was bad, when Miami was at 1-7, I said repeatedly, you can ask Dom, you can ask James, or everyone else on the channel. I said, you got to watch out for Miami. I said, Miami's got something still there. And what did they won 8 of the last 9 games and beat the Giants? You can't. You don't know. You don't know over 17 games. Chaotic Sports, only 17 games, oblong ball, anything can happen. That's why smart people do not predict. Dom's in his house. That's why smart people do not do these things. They don't sit there and try to predict stuff because you can't predict it. It's unpredictable. Zach says, Matt's going to still be the number. Unless Matt's not healthy, he's going to be number 2. And he's going to be backed up by either Brightwell and Corbin. I think they're going to carry Corbin and Brightwell. Brightwell runs the ball hard, but he doesn't do much else. It's kind of the David Sills scenario. If you're the 5th and 6th wide receiver on a team, you need to play special teams and you need to play it well. Alex Bachman plays special teams well. For as much as people hate CJ Board, he plays special teams well, except he can't hold on the ball the last 2 games when he's gone on his returns. What does Big Dash say? Jones shows some anticipation in the last game. That's good no matter who he played against. But then again, he's playing against the Home Depoters. Just like Malik Willis. How can we then turn around and give him a grade? Big Dash, I'm just busting your chops. And I'm not even talking about you. Dominic Palmer from across the pond says, hey, probably already discussed it, but I like our offense to go a series or 2 against the starters' defense. I heard they are giving the starters a few series too. I agree. We did talk about it, Dom, but you know what? And we're going to watch Cloud. You have to. You have to get these guys in the game time reps, because you know what? Cutdown's coming real soon. Cutdown day. NFL cutdown day is coming up. So you're going to have to see, what these guys have, because you're running out of practices. And that's going to be the other big, you are literally running out of practices right now. You are running out of opportunities to show, and you have to cut something like 27 plays. Before we had to cut like 3 guys, 4 guys. I think we got to cut like 27 guys. Cut down day is August 30th, 4 p.m. on Tuesday. That's going to be a fun show. Will we do a live stream? I don't know. We'll see. T. Brad says, we could have had Wilson in the 4th round. We could have had him in the 3rd round, because he went in the 3rd round. As the Giant fans, I would have loved if we took him there, because I don't remember who we grabbed in the 4th round. Malik Willis was taken in the 3rd round. So we couldn't have had him in the 4th round. We could have had him in the 3rd round. We could have had him in the 3rd. We could have had him in the 2nd. But that's okay. That's all right. Timothy says the Giants record will be 15-2. I'm hoping that's sarcasm. I'm hoping that's sarcasm because you know what? I can't. You got to pray that that's sarcasm because I can't. Dom, I haven't labeled the board. You were here. You were supposed to label this damn board for me. Now I have like
warning, sarcasm. Warning, sarcasm.
I have like 9,000 sound effects now, and no one is like, and that is a yes. Dominic Porter said exactly that on the Fins under Flores year 1. You said exactly. I did. Thank you, Dom. I said that when the Fins were 1-7, 1-7, and I said, watch this team. I don't want to. I said I was a Giant fan. I didn't want to play the Fins at 1-7 because there was still talent there. And look what happened. So you can never know in this NFL. Just like the fact I'm saying the Giants probably won't win in Tennessee. You don't know. What if Derrick Henry fumbles? What if Ryan Tannehill's arm falls off? What if there's some issue that happens? You don't know. But you can't go in there thinking that the Giants have a better team than the Titans. But the problem is you never know. Dominic says, I wouldn't be shocked if Williams at the number 4 spot when given Dable's connection. I mean, how much really, and I know Antonio Williams was on the practice squad, but how much really of a connection did he have with Brian Dable being the 5th running back on the practice squad? I think he had more of a connection with the Shane than he did with the Dable. Corbin, like I said, Corbin can return kicks. Corbin runs, he's a smaller guy. He's more of a 3rd down guy. He runs hard. Platzengummer's not going to make it. So honestly, you're probably going to carry 4 running backs, I would say. So you're probably going to keep Barkley. You're going to keep Matt. And I'm thinking it's either going to be Bright. You figure Brightwell's already listed 3rd. So you're going to have to battle out between Corbin and Williams. And I think Corbin, if you're looking at it, can do more on special teams. Big Dash, no, I wasn't talking about him. Big Dash, we have to have you on one day. Keep telling me we need to have you on. Do you think Kafka could be a good OC under Dable this year? No. And it's not a slight against Kafka. Kafka's been in the league for 4 years. His highest level within the league was passing coordinator, which he got that position last year. His starting quarterback is Patrick Mahomes, or was Patrick Mahomes. He's been calling the plays this preseason. And honestly, the Giants' offense has not looked very imaginative. And I know you're not going to show a lot. But what I am going to tell you this is you need to show more. You need to show something. Show me, Bama. You got to show me something. Dominic's blowing us up. I would have taken him Wilson the 1st round, but I would have taken him and say, you know what? Everyone kept saying to me, you just wanted Malik Wilson first round. I never said I wanted Malik Wilson in the 1st round. Never said it. I said I would have gone Kayvon Thibodeau and I would have taken Lloyd the linebacker with the first 2 picks. But for some unknown reason, people are like, you wanted Malik Willis in the 1st round at 6. No. Go listen. No. I said I wouldn't be surprised if he went in the 1st round. And there's so many NFL analysts that were shocked that he didn't go in the 1st round that evidently I'm not as dumb as people think. Well, Dom will tell you I probably am. What happens if the Giants make the playoffs, but Daniel Jones sucks? Then Daniel Jones is gone, and we're searching for a quarterback. And I really might be in love with Tyrod Taylor. Giants go 20-0, win the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. I already know it, Zach.
Warning, sarcasm. Warning, sarcasm. Warning, sarcasm.
I should have played that ahead of time because we all know Zach and his sarcasm. Dominic says, I would take Williams, although he played against the Bengals 6 stringers, but it wouldn't shock me if he makes it. It wouldn't, Cake and Williams if Antonio Williams I loved Corbin coming out of Florida State. I was so pumped and go back and watch my video. I was so pumped when we picked him up because I thought that he's a slash and dash guy in my mind. He's a guy that can make something happen when he has the ball. And I will tell you this, Antonio Williams has looked good. He's run. What I like about Antonio Williams is he's decisive. He runs hard and he hits the hole as hard as he can.
That's what she said.
I missed the button.
That's what she said.
But that's what you have to look at for Antonio Williams. I love that. I really do love that. Dominic has another bombshell, and on that bombshell, I gotta go. Have fun, y'all. Goodbye, Dahmer. It's the Dahmer. Remember Joe Brady got fired last year. He did. So many things. What does Christian have to say? Do you think Dable? I think Dable calls the plays. I think Dable does call the plays in Tennessee. I think they're going to follow the Kansas City model. Kansas City model going back 4 years ago that Eric Bieniemy installed the game plan all week long. On Sunday, he turned over the keys to the offense to the Walrus, to Andy Reid. And then what happened going 2 years back, which will now be 3 years back, after 2 seasons of doing that, Eric Bieniemy has now taken over the play calling in Kansas City. And then what happened was Kafka was basically helping install the game plan at that point in time for Eric Bieniemy. Everyone got that? Because there's going to be a quiz later. Tom says, I want another start. I want another quarterback too. But we got what we got. Mike Glenn says, looking to see the first team offense complete at least 2 passes over 20 yards in the air, not include. That's great. Thank you, Mike. That's what I want to see. I don't need to see flash and dash. I don't need to see.
What you talking about?
I find your.
I don't need to see Willie Beeman. I don't need to see that out of this. But what I need to see is some air under the ball. I need to see some air under the ball. I need to see them throw a little bit here. I need some slash and dash. Hold on, wait a minute. I got Dom texting me. Should have just came back to the show and said, I'm not going to read it. I want to see them move the ball through the air. I want to see them get a little air under the ball. I want a little oof. I want a deep pass. And I want to see this not from Tyrod Taylor, not from Davis Webb. I want to see this from my starting quarterback. I want to launch one. And I said this a couple times last year. Shake up the defense. I would have, and it's fine. I can't remember which game they did it, but they did it. I was like, come right out. Do 4 wide receiver set and just put one down the middle. Put one down the middle of the field. Put one down on the side. Let's get it 45, 50 yards in the air. And if they intercept it, great. It's a long punt. But if they don't and you complete, then it's something we need to look at. And also the fact that it would loosen the defense. That's just my opinion. Zach says, we need DJ to play big, decent, and carry. Yeah, we do. You know what? Great point, Zach. DJ needs to have a series like he had. If you want to be honest, as Julius Campbell said, honesty ain't high on a lot of people's priority list. If you want to be honest about this, DJ has had one good series in the last 2 games. He's had one good series, and half of those completions went to David Sills. And I know everyone's like, well, they have this symbiotic relationship, him and David Sills. If it doesn't, you know what? Make sure you hit the like button. We're at 38 likes. We got over 60 some people. Get the like button up. I need 50 likes. I don't know why. Something with the analytics. I don't know why. Something with the analytics. I don't know. But DJ does have to play well. I like seeing him play 2 series. I don't need to see touchdowns. I just need to see good ball movement. Need to see good ball placement. And I want to see his progression through that one drive Daniel Jones had last Sunday. It was a very good drive. And he went through his progressions. He did. And I gave him all the credit in the world for that. He went through his progressions on that one drive. But he's got to do that consistently. And that's the key. And I think to Zach's point, let's get a good drive and let's carry it over into the Titan game and go from there. I know it's not going to happen, but I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I want to see 7-yard curls caught right before the sticks. People got to get away from the Jason Garrett thing. And I'm not just talking about you, Chris. People got to get away from the Jason Garrett shit because of the fact that people have such a misconception about what Jason Garrett's offense was, and we're not going to keep going through it. But it's the lack of faith is disturbing.
What you talking about, Willis?
And I can't find any of the freaking buttons today. I can't. Oh my God. DJ needs to play decent. It's hilarious. He's not going to happen, buddy. I don't think it's going to happen either. But you know what? I've said this a million times. We win, or we will win more games if DJ plays well. I'm not against Tyrod Taylor. I love the OG QB. I love watching him play. There's an excitement when Tyrod Taylor comes into the game. But I have to forewarn people. Big Greg, I gotta forewarn people though that the fact is that DJ is gonna be the guy. Unless he gets hurt, unless he plays terrible, he's gonna be your guy. You got, it's like the old song, stand by your man. Even if he's not your man, you got to stand by Daniel Jones. You have to. Because if you don't, at the end of the day, this team is going to break your heart even more than it probably are going to, or that they are going to this year. Just have fun this season. That's all I tell people. I tell the people the same thing. Just have fun. Go out there and have a good time. Go out there and enjoy the game. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy your friends. The game at some point is going to be secondary. But enjoy the time that you have out there. The Giants have arrived for the season finale. But that's all. That's what you have to do. What does Big Dash have to say? Big Dash says, I agree, but who's the deep threat? Slayton? We've talked about the deep ball accuracy, but I want to see him throw a bomb. Scare this. It doesn't matter. Slayton, Kadarius Toney is this speed guy that never runs deep. This is what kills me about. What's up, Big Greg? This is what kills me about Kadarius Toney. He's the scat bat. He's the jitterbug. He's everything else. He's making guys miss. He's doing this, but he doesn't run deep. He has not run deep. He didn't run deep all last year. Why? Because he doesn't know how to run routes. He's not a good route runner. And I keep saying this to the high heavens. You have to learn to run your routes in space. And he doesn't do that. So it's easy to catch a 3-yard out. It's easy to catch something out of the backfield. It's easy to catch a slant. But if you cannot run routes properly, you are going to drive yourself crazy when you try to run the deep ball. Kenny G should be our deep guy. Darius Slayton should be our deep guy. By all accounts, Kadarius Toney should be the deep guy, but he doesn't know how to run routes. I am a little concerned about Wando Robinson, though. Watching the limited times that he was on the field, he's a little bit overmatched. A little bit. And let's just hope that's just rookie jitters. Big Tim. What's up, Greg? Greg from Sweden coming in here, showing us some love. I think every single quarterback in the preseason has thrown a touchdown, including quarterbacks that have been cut. It's a possibility. I don't know. It's a possibility. But you know what? You got to stand by. Don't forget, hit the like button when you hit the chat. Hit the like button. But you got to let the pigeons loose. You got to let the peacock fly. You have to with Daniel Jones because of the fact that, like I said, two things we got to do. We got to win some games. And we have to find out if he is anything, if he is a starting quarterback, if he's not a starting quarterback. And if he's not a starting quarterback and we find that out by week 8, bench his ass. Because who cares? If we're going to lose games, just throw in Tyrod Taylor. Hell, throw in Davis Webb. But at this point in time, you have to.
You can't keep me cooped up in here, okay? I am a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
You got to let the peacock fly. Just let it rip. Just let it loose. No, we're not coming to London. Dom was unable to get tickets. There was talk that Online Big Blue was heading to London for the Packers game. Why are Giant Packers? They're crazy. Their tickets are crazy priced. And I can see that. So if Dom was in the raffle to win tickets or in the pool to win tickets, he didn't. If Dom would have won tickets to him and his friend, I was going to be going to London to broadcast from the UK from the game. But no, I'm not going to be able to go to the game. I mean, I could go to the game, but I'm not going to pay the price for the tickets. What does Mr. Cormack says? How do you think the defense is going to play? I think the defense is going to look good at times. And then I also think the defense is going to get killed. I've said this before. With this secondary, you run into a quality quarterback with a good wide receiving core, you're going to get eaten alive. And I think speed guys are going to be a big problem against this team. I mean, and it may be burners that don't have when a reference, it could be a burner who you don't even think of. That may come in here and get behind the secondary, and that's my biggest concern is them getting behind the secondary. Mike Lee says when Tyrod comes in and he has a good game, we hear calls for him to start, just like when DJ had a good game against Tampa. You're right. Everyone loves the backup till the backup comes in. Everybody loves the backup. You gotta love the backup until the backup comes in the game, and then you're like, well, there's a reason why he's a backup. But it's a little different with Tyrod. Make sure you hit the like when you come on in. Christian says, you got what you got, you work with. I agree. You got what you got, you do what you have, you work with what you got in front of you. And the cupboard's been bare for this giant organization. And Shane came in with a limited amount of money, tried to make some moves. These moves aren't all-star moves. Glowinski is your big move. And Glowinski almost got benched last year in Indianapolis, and he had a pedestrian career before he went to Indianapolis. And you have to be concerned if he is a systems guy. It's kind of like the Nate Solder situation. Everyone loved Nate Solder. Then I brought up the fact, is he a good player or is he a guy that is a systems guy for the Pats? People thought I was crazy. People always think I'm crazy. Maybe they're right. What's up, Hunter? How you doing, my friend? Mike Glenn says, looking at the team's two wide receivers, I see a glaring lack of talent in the giant wide. There is thank you. There is a glaring lack of talent. Kenny G, you don't know. Darius Slayton's a question mark. CJ Board fumbles. Colin Johnson's hurt. Wan'Dale Robinson, I am a little fearful for Wan'Dale Robinson. Richie James has been in the league for 5 years. Alex Bachman is Alex Bachman. Sterling Shepard's coming off of the Achilles. You also then have Kadarius Toney, who can't stay on the field, doesn't know how to run routes. David Sills and Keenan, Doss. There's some pause for concern there. There is. Mike Lee says, you need to be on the field in order. You need to be on the field first before you can be considered a deep threat. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. That's a good point, Mike. Agree. Kadarius Toney can't run routes. Got a signed helmet from him, though. Well, I hope he's a nice guy. I don't think he's a very good rapper. You got Warren G's son there. At least we can regulate. Nate Dogg and Warren G want to regulate. I'm tripping to a whole new era. G-Funk. The rhythm is the bass, and the bass is the treble. He's got to learn how to run routes. You cannot just use him in the slot when you need to stretch the field. And you can stretch the field using your slot receiver, but if you don't know how to run right, people don't understand this. And this is what I think some of the nuances of football escapes people. Just because you can run fast and you can run a fly route doesn't mean you know how to run the route. And Kadarius Toney doesn't know how to run the route. He doesn't. There is actually if you think about it, there is actually an art to running deep, to running a deep route. There's an art to it. It's not just run straight. And a lot of people don't understand that. And Kadarius Toney does not know how to run in space. I can't remember who gave me the video about them training. And it's some NFL training camp that teaches wide receivers how to run routes. And basically, we had a little bit of an argument about it, but then at the end of the day, he figured out what I was saying. If you watch the videos, they are teaching them to run in a lane. They are teaching them to stay in their space. Kadarius Toney does not know how to do that, and I've said this a million times. The league figures things out quickly. You hit a quick flare with Kadarius Toney. He's doing all of his things. As a defensive player, all you need to do is stay. Sauce Gardner didn't understand this. All you need to do is stay in front of him. Just stay in front of him. Let him do all of his moves and let all of his fun stuff. Let him just keep him in front. Even if you're backpedaling a little bit, because you want to know what? The cavalry's coming. And that's what's going to happen. Talk about the fact that Dom couldn't get tickets. Let's see. I say by week 4. You never know. Dan Jones getting benched by week 4, but let's see what he does today. Giants. Glad you said that about Wan'Dale. I didn't want to be the first to show concern. I understand, and I've said this before. I understand. I did not like the Wan'Dale pick because there was better wide receivers and actually full-size wide receivers. They weren't Dom size. And I'm not making fun of Wan'Dale because I think Wan'Dale's taller than Dom, but they're not Dom size wide receivers. And it cracks me up to see him wear number 17. It cracks me up. But if you've seen him play when he's been on the field, he just hasn't figured it out yet. He's still trying to find his. It's only 60 people. Like, make sure you hit that like, get up to 100 today. He has a problem finding his space. And I said this before about Wandale when he came out of Kentucky. He's not a burner. He's not as overly quick as you would think for a guy his size would be. He relies more on instinct, and he relies more on finding the space in the defense. And some people instinctively can do that. But the problem is when you go from Kentucky to playing the Titans, there's a big talent gap there. And he's got to figure it out, and he needs to figure it out quickly. And honestly, they talk about teaching Daniel Jones how to protect himself on the field. They need to teach Wandale how to protect himself on the field. And I know it's a weird thing to say when you're teaching your fourth year quarterback how to protect himself on the field. It's not so weird when you're teaching a rookie. But I'm not trying to put anything in the air. I'm not trying to say anything, but he needs to protect himself. He really does. He needs to figure out how to protect himself. Christian says, let it rip, baby. Just let it rip. Throw it deep. It's like a long punt. I can't do another 8 weeks of Daniel Jones. Yeah, I know. That's kind of difficult sometimes. What does Greg say about tickets? Guy, you can get tickets, but they're like $500 a piece. Yeah, I know. But I wasn't going to pay for them. Tom was getting the tickets. I just had to fly for my airfare. And, my airfare was only going to be like $700. Hey, what's up, Chris? Good morning, Tim. On vacation. Well, North Carolina. It's raining, so hoping it keeps raining until 1 p.m. I have family in North Carolina. I have family in Raleigh. So, yeah, I heard it was raining a little bit. Hopefully you get to watch the game. Tyrod actually has put together good games and won. He has. Tyrod's made the playoffs. People want to forget that Tyrod was actually playing well in the Texans until he got hurt. He got benched for Baker Mayfield, but Tyrod is what he is. He's not a long-term solution in reference to. I would be more concerned if we were sitting there and telling me that Tyrod Taylor is going to play 10 games. I would be concerned about that. If you want to keep him in there for 5 or 6, I'm okay, but I can't. Can't. Alex Pierce. Who's Alex Pierce? Let's see. Every single wide receiver we have is a question mark. Not it. Well, yeah. Let's take a look. Kenny's a question mark. Darius is a question mark. CJ's a question mark. Colin Johnson's out. Marcus Kemp, I'm not even going to talk about. Wandale is a question mark. Richie James, been in the league for 5. I am tired of people telling me about the wonderkin Richie James. He's been in the league for 5 years. And he's 5'8". Alex Bachman, question mark. Sterling Shepard, question mark. Yep. Yeah. Kadarius Toney, question mark. David Sills, question mark. You're right. We got a lot of question marks. A lot of questions, no answers. We should have drafted Pickens or more. We should have picked a real wide receiver. But I was getting back to what I was getting back. I forgot my Wandale part. I understand now why the Giants went after Wandale. I get it. Because, and I said this before, you are drafting. Alex Pierce, the rookie out of Cincinnati. Yes, I'm sorry. You draft. And I said this before the draft day. I didn't get it because you were drafting redundancy. You have a similar player who's slightly taller in Kadarius Toney, and Wandale Robinson and him do the exact same thing. You can't have 3-4 guys in the slot. Got to put some guys on the outside. And I didn't understand that. But then you had the thing about with Kadarius Toney, how, there was the rumors that he was going to get traded, or they were looking to trade him. And then I laughed because then people were like, well, those rumors aren't true. And then it turns out, well, the rumors were a little bit true. So it's all a question mark. Alex Pierce, yep. That wide receiver, Cincinnati, yep. Him too. Hit that like button. James Williams says, get up to 60 something likes. What a spin Max Dave said. Grab Mims from the Jets. He has requested to trade, but Mims hasn't been on the field either. Still in his rookie contract. 5th round would take him. I would give maybe a 7th rounder for him. And you really can't say the Giants and the Jets won't make trades with each other because look at the Leonard Williams fiasco. But I don't think Mims is the answer. Mike Lee says he runs unique routes. I laugh not because of the fact that Mike Lee's being a little sassy and saucy today. I said millions of times before the draft, after the draft of Kadarius Toney, the nicest things that NFL scouts could say about him, his route running was it was unique. And usually when someone tells you something is unique, it means it's not good. So Mike says, Mike made a good point about a wide receiver. People still think David Sills is going to be the Victor Cruz 2.0. I added a 2.0. What's up, Big James? Hope you're doing, buddy. Hope you're feeling well. James got sick and couldn't make the game. Same with OGR Sports. Luckily, we were able to get rid of the tickets. Tim Tony is a very shifty guy. I give Tony the fact that he's a shifty guy. Tavon Austin, very shifty guy. Percy Harvin, shifty guy, knew how to run routes. There's a difference. There's a difference between shifty and nifty and being an NFL player. 66 people in here, 60 people in here. I know at least one of you argue with me about saying Wan'Dale is going to be a waste when you drafted him. Speak up. I don't think he's going to be a waste. I think he needs to find his spot. I just think he needs to learn how to protect himself on the field. Because watching him live in action on the field, literally we were on the field watching him. He's going to have to learn to play in space. He's going to have to learn to protect himself, and he's going to have to learn how to get open because this ain't Kentucky. Greeny Green, what's up? Wan'Dale got short arms, and he's not super fast. He's not a burner. He doesn't have the acceleration that Kadarius Toney does. He doesn't have the moves that Kadarius Toney does. He is going to need to find a space in the NFL. That's it. I mean, that's it. Wan'Dale's a Smurf. I think Smurfs might be a little taller. Let's say it's Ben saying I'm not saying he's trash. He might be, but I'm not saying it. But like I said, I get it. I am wearing Malik Willis. I'm bringing the boom. Can't see I don't feel like my knee still hurts. Ugh. I got the Willis on. I got the tighten up, baby. I got Malik Willis on here. Let's see here. We have ever seen Wan'Dale catch a pass yet. The man looks like the Keebler elf on the shoulder pads. That's Dom. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch last Saturday's live stream. Dom put on my old college shoulder pads, a game-worn Giants jersey. And wait a minute. For those that I got this, forgot. For those that did not see it, go watch the video. Because that's the Dahmer. That was the Dahmer. He's wearing an autographed Phil Simms helmet. He's wearing an autographed Phil Simms helmet. But that's what the Dahmer was doing last Saturday with me here. We got a big Tuto super chat. Massive salute to Tim. Probably drop by to pay proper respects for all the Giant fans around the world, slapping them stinky loser boys out the freaking door. Tuto, you forget about it. What's up, Tuto? Hopefully Tuto is doing well in the rugby season. I know he beat his old team last year. And now, of course, all super chats right now are going to Philadelphia Children's Hospital. But I do think all super chats next month, I'm going to collect them and do another ticket giveaway, do another Coaches Club ticket giveaway. I think that'll be fun. We had a great time at the Coaches Club. We had the Big L. We had Mr. El Gigante. We had LJ, the Dahmer. OGR Sports and James Williams came up. They came up on the IR. They couldn't make it, but I think we're going to do another one. I think we're going to have to do another one. Oh, what's up, T-Brad? Yes, a wide receiver. Chris has to say he's waiting for it not to rain. Would you say, with the exception of Andrew Thomas, the entire offense is a question mark? With the exception of Andrew Thomas, let me say. I think Saquon's going to be fine. I think Andrew's going to be fine. I worry about the left guard because Feliciano. I still have a feeling Shane Lemieux's going on the IR. I worry about Feliciano. I worry about Glowinski. I worry about Evans. I worry about Wan'Dale Robinson. I worry about Kenny G. Yes, I would say outside of Andrew Thomas and Saquon Barkley right now, yes, those I'm a little concerned. Wolfie HT, what's up, my friend? I haven't seen you in a little while. Wolfie in his house. Christian says the idea of why KD didn't end up getting traded because of the fact that it would have been tough to eat the salary for you can't really you don't want to trade a first round pick in its second year. Now, if you want to trade a first round pick, you got to do it in year 3 or 4. And then it was I think more of a salary crap reason. Mims runs like 40 years in the next 2. Yeah, I'm not going out for Mims. If they release him or if they give him to us for a 7th rounder, then I will take him. What's up, Michael? Tim, hope you're keeping well. Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Oh no, he's working today. Well, I already told you, I am wearing Malik Willis. I am bringing the boom with Big Malik. We got to give another shout out to Tuto for the super chat, because always a massive shout out for the kids. Thank you again, Tuto. Hope your rugby season's going well. T-Brad says Wandale Robinson's drafted too high. Should have went safety or corner and grabbed Pickens or depths later. Or you could have taken. It's Daniel Jones at the.
All aboard the Malik Willis Express.
I laugh because I see this next comment, and I brought this up. I brought this up before, and I don't want to click on it because I brought this up about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and I get concerned. Wandale is Sonoris Moss, part 2. I thought that, and I accidentally said that in a video. Probably shouldn't have. What does Timothy have to say? Timothy, will Aziz Ojulari have the best sophomore season by recording 24 sacks? Well, right now he's hurt. 144 pressures. That would be right now. If he had that, he would be the greatest off defensive player in the history of the NFL. He'd be better than Lawrence Taylor. But right now, he's got that quad injury, which happened on the practice field while running sprints. So do not blame the MetLife turf. People. And then I brought up to the fact that Jets don't have the same amount of injuries that we do, and they play on the same turf. Oh my God! But that's okay. We don't want to look at logic. People are like, the Giants are the most injury-prone team in the NFL. I mean, because of the turf. And I said, if you go to the Player Association website and you combine the Jets and the Giants statistically together, because they both play 8 home games in a row, they are basically in the middle of the pack in regards to injuries. But we don't want to talk about. We don't want to talk about facts. Facts are just crazy. Facts are just crazy. We got a lot of shout outs from Tuto. Shouting out to T-Brad, shouting out Chris, shouting out Zach. We got a big shout out back from James Williams. Green and Greens. What does Green and Green says? We may need to draft all offense next year. We still need defense too. But let's get through this game. Let's see what happens. Maybe someone's going to surprise us against the Home Depoters. You never know. Or the MetLifers, MetLife insurance guys. You never know. Can we shout stuff? Leonard Williams for Sims. No, Mims. No, we can't. Can't. I wish we could, but damn well, Mike Lee, because you're getting sassy today. The salary cap alone will kill us with Leonard Williams. And then we're going to creating William. Hey, what's up, Christian? Thank you for the super chat. All super chats go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. If Willis plays week 1, somehow would be fun. I've already said this, Christian. I said this before, and I said this, and I'm trying not to put it out in the air. I jokingly said it was on Bad Dog's show. Now that I think about it, it was on Bad Dog's show. I said, I am worried that the Giants are going to go into the final 2 minutes of the game up by 5. Ryan Tannehill goes out. Malik Willis turns around and throws a bomb, and the Giants lose by 1. And then I was jokingly playing Madden, and I posted this on my Twitter. Minute 47, Ryan Tannehill goes out. Malik Willis, with 10 seconds left, throws a bomb in the corner of the end zone to beat Julian Love for a touchdown. Oh, my goodness. So that is my concern. We got a massive super chat. I destroyed my former team where I was originally drafted single-handedly on Sunday, but I've been fined, suspended by league official for over-aggressive body slam tackles and result injuries. This is why girls don't play the game. I added that for Tuto. Well, you know what? You won. That's all that matters. You won. And they lost because you're gone. And that's why Tuto's the man. And we all know that. And we all know he's the man. Just reading some of these. Again, Tuto, I appreciate the super chat, my friend. As always, and I hope you get hopefully it's only a 1-game suspension. Facts get in the way of good narrative. They do. Facts get in the way of reality sometimes. Not even narrative, just reality. Use your mentality. Wake up to reality. Can we draft health? I wish we could. Because you know what? It's one of those things, hey, let's get up to 60 likes. We're almost there. Let's get up to 60 likes. You never know. Drafting health is interesting because you know what? There are plenty of guys in the league. There's plenty of guys that never got injured in college and then come in the NFL and get hurt right away. And there's plenty of guys that were injury prone in college and never suffer an injury in the NFL. You never know. It's just the way it is. Tuto giving out a big, massive salute to the boss. James Williams. Sedan Smith says, if changing the turf will save 2 or even 1 guy from getting hurt, it'll be well worth it. No. Do you know how much it costs to change the turf? People also 32 teams in the league, 16 have grass fields, 16 have turf fields. There is not a large disparity. There's not a large disparity. I can't talk. There's not a big difference between injuries on turf. And what was funny is if you look at the actual NFL Players Association report, yes, 32% of more injuries occur, lower body injuries, on turf. The problem is that statistic is skewed because of the fact they also take into consideration practice fields. But the problem is the majority, I think while there's only 16 teams that play on grass, I think there's something like 28 teams or 27 teams that offer that practice on turf. So there is a skew there. And then if you take a look at concussions are about the same on turf as they are on grass. And I love it because a lot of players and giant players aren't even blaming the turf. Blake Martinez blames himself for wearing the wrong cleats. Sterling Shepard, an Achilles injury is a repetitive stress injury on the muscle, has nothing to do with the turf. Saquon Barkley got hurt in Chicago, which if you go to the rankings of the worst turfs in the NFL, the best to worst, number 1 is Arizona is the best turf in the NFL. The worst turf, 32nd, is Chicago, Kentucky bluegrass. and that's not all natural. And I laughed because I became a turf expert. Did a video. Go watch it. No more turf. We want grass. Also, the Giants had grass at one point in the old Meadowlands, and it didn't do any good. Is this a Giant channel or tighten up, baby? We're both. This is a Giants / Malik Willis channel. What's up, James Herschel? Tim, so what's up, Wolfie? Tim, favorite draft process since the upcoming draft. I don't have one. Don't have one yet. We haven't even started the season yet. Wolfie, I can't give you a draft prospect. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mike Lee says, but isn't the medical team been this? This is a great point. Thank you, Mike Lee. Thank you. I brought this up. Thank you. The medical staff has not changed. The strength and conditioning staff just changed. When you have multitudes of quad injuries like we did last year, it's not because of the turf. It's because of conditioning or over conditioning, like running laps and doing stupid shit like that. It's also could be referred to under conditioning. Mike Lee's trainer was a former Jet. He'll tell you. All big salute. Tuto is a billionaire. He can afford grass field. Grass isn't going to help us. You know that, James. You know that, James. Let's draft and sign talent. If you draft and sign health, you don't get a Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner came over from the Barnstormers of the AFL. Only came in because of Trent Green getting hurt. I haven't watched the Kurt Warner movie yet. I have it. I bought it. I haven't watched it yet. I got to watch it. They changed the turf in no, they didn't change the turf in 2020. This is such a misconception. It's still the same. I forget what it's called. I had it all written down. No, they have not changed the turf in 2020. I forget. I did this whole video. I forget the name of the turf. What does Tuto say? Tim, we've never had any offsides. So much to learn, how to work out and train properly. So many different types of pitches, weather conditions, low altitudes, rain, snow, hot weather. Forget about it. It's just all about sports, man. It's about playing with what you got, playing with what you have. Let's see here. Muscle memory dictate the practice field and playing field should be the same, but not the turf. The 49ers were not wrong. The 49ers complain. Okay. Golden Tate. After the 49er game where the 49ers got a lot of injuries by playing in the Meadowlands. First thing that Golden Tate said, it wasn't the turf. Golden Tate said it was the fact that we had not had preseason and we were not allowed contact because of COVID. And I laugh, and that cracks me up because he's 100% right. The most injuries in the last 10 years that occurred were the COVID season. The 49ers weren't wrong. The turf is made from recycled sneakers or something. I don't know what it's made of. They've got these little balls in it. We've walked. You know what's funny? We walked the turf. Myself, Dom, LJ, Big El Gigante. We were on the field. We were on the field. There's us. There's me and Dom on the field hanging out. You were on the field. You were on the turf. You could see what it was like. We were there. There's a picture of LJ standing on the field with us. So you could tell the difference between grass and turf. And I'm telling you right now, for someone that used to play, I played on AstroTurf. AstroTurf. Those that remember the old Giant Stadium, that was bad turf. That was like playing on concrete. I had the ability and I guess I was lucky enough. I was lucky enough to go on the field in 86 during one of the practices. And I got to see the turf. And that was literally like playing on concrete. It's like when you're a kid playing in the street. That was bad turf. People need to have a reason why something happens. And sometimes shit just happens. You don't have to have a reason. Sometimes bad stuff just happens. Rennie Barnes is a weight-bearing wall at MetLife. They never get rid of him. They're like, yeah, it's just weird. It's just weird. People don't talk about the medical staff. He is actually now a former Steeler and Dolphin. He is a Jet. Oh, he's a Jet fan. That's for fam. That's right. He played for Knowles and Shula. Yes, that's Mike Lee's trainer, so he could tell you. You need to have Mike Lee's trainer on. Logic Fine. Oh, what's going on? Hope you are doing well. Absolutely fantastic. Tim, to my best to your family. Best back at you, Logic Fine. Germany. How's everything in Germany going? Ronnie is a living legend in his own mind. Why is Tuto always talking about stuff? Why not? If I looked like Tuto and I played rugby, I'd talk about myself too. I talk about myself now and I don't play rugby. The actor playing Kurt Warner looks like Tu was to work up in the Warner did not look like that when he would play. He's Shazam. I know that. The guy that plays Kurt Warner is Shazam. I don't know his name, but I just know he's Shazam. I haven't seen Shazam yet either. What is Treasure Valley Battle League says? Oops, what is he? I don't know. I don't know this one. Treasure Valley Battle League. Tim, who will have a more productive season? Second one. We kind of second round of wideout or Kenny G. We kind of did this with Kadarius Toney. You have to hope for $72 million is going to be Kenny G. And I'm going to put my vote on Kenny G because we just had a little bit of a conversation here. You probably didn't hear it. That I'm concerned about Wandell because of the fact that he needs to learn to protect himself on the field. He needs to find his space to get open because if you watched him play, and we watched him play standing on the field last weekend, it's a little concerning. Some of the things that he does on the field is a little concerning. He needs to learn to protect himself. He really does. Chris says, maybe we wrap off our players in bubble wrap. I got the tape. All right, I got the electrical tape. We're going to be fine, Chris. We're going to wrap all the players up in electrical tape. Much respect out for James Williams, as always. Let's see. Skyline, Tiff, the turf monster is strong at MetLife. Yes, because you know what? We have the turf monster now.
Turf monster smash.
The turf monster is always there in MetLife. Let's see here. Mike Lee says, watch rough video. It's a good breakdown statistically. Okay. And players' comments, the experts, the 49ers said the turf was not the reason. I know it's not the reason, but we got to have something to blame. We got to have something to blame. That's the problem. You got to have something to blame. And sometimes it's just easier to blame the turf. What's up, Mark? What does Green have to say here? Whoa, you guys actually walked on the turf and survived. It was funny, though, because we put it in the comments, and someone asked me, where are all the carts? And I said, well, you know what? It's funny. We were on the field like 10, 15 minutes. The carts kept coming back and forth, taking people out from just falling down. Literally, people were walking on the turf just falling down. It was mass hysteria. Cats and dogs living together in sin. It was terrible. You would just be standing there. Someone would just fall down. Guy got hurt yesterday in one of the games I was watching. I blame the turf in MetLife, even though I think he was playing in Tennessee. He was playing in Tennessee, but I blame the turf. I blame the MetLife turf. Losing organizations and fan bases come up with excuses. It's the salary cap. It's the turf. It's the summer equinox. Good teams move forward and find a way to win. That's it. That's what you got to look at.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
That's what you need to look at, and that's what you need to go from. Barnes was just inducted into the Ring of Honor. I saw that. We got like 15 guys in the Ring of Honor. Oh my God. AstroTurf is a synthetic material that cushions underneath. The turf is made from recycled rubber. There's always been a balance between thin cushion and thicker, but you bounce. Yeah, I didn't know that about AstroTurf. Good to know. What does Sedan Smith has to say? You hear me now, and believe me later, the turf will go after the contract expires. I don't see the turf going. You have two teams that play in this stadium. Chicago can't even manage their turf with one team. You have 16 home games and hopefully a playoff or some playoffs. It's not going anywhere. Until the Jets or Giants move out, it's not going anywhere. Why does Tuto do so much? That was pretty funny because Tuto can do whatever he wants. Tuto's my man. You leave Tuto alone. And I know Chill Dad's just being funny. Yo, Vinny G, what's up, my friend? It's simple. If you don't want the players to be taken out of the game from an injury, just do.
Hear ye, hear.
I don't know, man.
Gentlemen, which brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack.
Oh, my God. James Williams, I'm not saying a word on Daniel Jones until week 2. The blind hope from the fan base is exhausting. It is exhausting. It really is. Eli never missed a game. We were spoiled rotten with Eli. We were spoiled rotten with Eli, the Phil Simms run he had after 84. Some ways, Kerry Collins, you get spoiled. And you know what? I've said this before. You don't always hit on the first quarterback that you draft. It's like it's like when you have dated someone for so long and you break up, you have the rebound. Daniel Jones might be the rebound. I don't know. What do I know? In the Bronx, we played kill the man with the ball on the pavement and then had less injuries than the Giants. Yes, we did the same thing. We did the same thing. I want to get a job at MetLife just driving the injury cart back. You would make a fortune if you charge by the mile. You would make a fortune driving the cart back and forth on MetLife. I was trying to see if I had any other pictures of us chilling on the field because we got a lot. That's my favorite one of Dom though. He's not here, so I can post pictures. I can post pictures. He's not here. Honestly, even if he was here, I'd still post pictures of Dom. So this is a good one because I actually put this one on the I put this one on I think one of the comment sections or someplace. And it just reminded me. It just to me it just summed up this picture to me sums up Dom, and I laugh because I captioned this picture. I once was this big. So that was Dom. That's why I just figured that was the best picture. I once was this big, but again, you could see all the people falling down on the turf. This kid over here in the turquoise shirt. I think he had an ACL tear. The guy in the red cap over there, he tore his quad. So there was a lot of injuries just being on that field. What's up, Mike Wakefield? I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. I haven't seen Mike in a long time. Do not promote drugs, but Lawrence Taylor and Michael Irvin are Hall of Famers. Yeah, they are. Or second or third. Yep. Or second. Tyrone. What's going on, Tyrone? Another person coming in from a blast from the past. Everyone's coming back now that the season's getting ready to start. What's up, Tyrone? Hit that like button, says Big Dash. If you don't know Big Dash is also another giant YouTuber. Go subscribe to his channel. I don't know what it is. I mean, I know what it is, but I don't know the name of the channel. And evidently my mods are not I saw a mod. Big Dash. Because I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And you know, and if you don't like it, then don't watch me as I do this stuff. What is there? Go find him. Go find him. Big Dash knows. That's what it is. Okay. Here we go. Big Dash knows. Okay, here we go. All right, there we go. I'm gonna post his channel link in here because that's kind of guy I am. So if you don't know Big Dash, he's a giant YouTuber. There's his link. There's a link to his page. Go subscribe. Go watch his channel. Help the guy out. Any word on Aziz and Kayvon Thibodeau? Aziz is not playing today. He's got a quad injury. He's listed as day-to-day. Kayvon Thibodeau was listed initially at 3 to 4 weeks. I'm saying 4 to 6. There's no rush to get him back. but neither one will be playing today. What's up, gaming? Everyone, this giant game is going to be great. Tuto, I benched 3 times the baby elephants while I was taking to the present before driving my $200,000 K to my mansion. How did you know? Are you following Tuto? Don't bash the Tuto. Don't bash the Tuto. After Sims, we went through Hosteller, Rutledge, Brown, Cannell, Graham, Warner. Before we got Eli, you forgot Kent Graham. It was actually Rutledge, Hosteller, Cannell, Kent Graham, Brown, Collins, Warner, Eli. You can't forget Kent Graham. Can't forget him. Over the turf, stole Dom's leg. That's what happened to Dom's legs. I don't want to say anything, but that's what happened to Dom's legs. Dom was 6'3" when we got there. He was 4'11" when we left. Dom was a mountain man. Look. That's Dom wearing his that was Dom wearing his little girl's hat he bought for him. And I love this picture because that's of course that's LJ and that's El Gigante. And I love it because there's a rail there's like a rail like 5 inches off the ground, and Dom is standing on that rail. So it was a good time. Like I said, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna get another ticket again. Like I said, I think I'm gonna take next month's super chats and buy Coaches Club tickets, and then do another ticket giveaway sometime for the season. Because we had a great time. We had a lot of fun. I mean, I really enjoyed hanging out with everyone that day. It was awesome, man. It was great. It was I like Tuto. He can talk his talk every stream. I agree. Mad respects to Tuto. He can talk. Tuto can say whatever he wants. I love Tuto. And as long as I love you, that's all that matters. I'm looking forward to playing against the Jets ones today. I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen. What does Wolfie have to say? Okay, but why is someone so cute? Oh my God. Let's see. Anyone want to see Davis Webb today on another game winning drive? I do. He's had 2 winning drives in a row. Davis Webb. I keep saying, is there a logic behind keeping 3 quarterbacks? Or is he going to run over to the practice squad? And I get worried. That he is going to move on to another team. If you waive him and try to stick him on the practice squad, I get worried he's going to be gone. It's a possibility. You got 2 injury-prone quarterbacks. Greeny Grain says Dom's got a longer wingspan than Wandell. Dom makes Wandell look like a giant. Do you know what, Daniel Jones? It's like the hot girl who always looks in the dating profile, but once you dating her, it's a total dud. I don't even see that. It's not like listen, I say this before, you drool over Malik Willis, what you see. That's that hot girl. You drool over him because you see the talent in spurts. You just see, and I don't want to use the term, but you see potential greatness. You look at Daniel Jones when Logic Fine says Kent Graham was so bad I forgot about him. Like the BT Express, also known as Billy 2-Yard Taylor. My dad used to call him that because the fact it was 2 yards and a cloud of dust for Billy Taylor, who went on number 38, went on to play for the Washington Federals and then the Orlando team in the USFL. Titans O-line is super suspect. I said that, Tyrone, an hour ago. We were talking about that. Poor Malik was running for his life. No wonder they want to play Ryan Tannehill. They started Malik the last 3 games. He's running for his life. And I said this before, if they are playing this poorly and we can generate a rush up the middle, and we don't commit to being over aggressive, and we don't fall to some delayed handoffs. I mean, we could have a chance of doing some 3 and outs against the Titans because their offensive line looks bad. I've watched all 3 Titan games. They look bad. I've watched all 12 quarters. Kent Graham was Dan Jones 1.5. He was 1.35 to the third power. What do you got, Liam? Kent Graham beat the Broncos Kent Graham. People forget Kent Graham wrecked the Broncos' undefeated season. People forget about that. Whatsoever. Dom said on the stream that he's 5'2", which is the same height as my wife, by the way, and I'm 6'3". Dom is 5. Dom, yeah, Dom. I guess Dom could be 5'2". We're gonna say Dom's 5'2". We're gonna say that. We're gonna be nice. No, Dom's a great guy. Dom put up with all my crap for for 2 days. And I think that, and you know, and the guy, you got to give him credit, man. He hopped on a plane, flew down here to go hang out in the coaches club and go out on the field. And, you know, that takes a lot of guts to go. I mean, like I said, people are always like, well, you've known Dom from years. No, I met Dom on YouTube on this channel. I didn't know Dom before this. People are like, we've known Dom forever. No, I didn't meet Dom until now. You know, I mean, I've talked to him for the last 2 years, you know, and he's on the channel a lot, and we text a lot, and not Skype, but we video chat, you know, but stuff like, you know, FaceTime and stuff. But, you know, Dom went to a place that he's never been to before at 4-8. And not only stayed at my house for 3 days and then had me drive him to the game. You got to give, I'm going to give let's give an example of Dom's height. There's Dom against the official Eli Manning statue. I think the Eli Manning statue is like 6 feet. I think it's 6 feet tall, something like that, in front of my life. But that's the Dom height perspective. I think it's like 6 feet tall. Graham, are you a Ravens fan? What do we got? I gotta go back up here. Daniel Jones is blindside from literally day from hell, literally unknown disaster. You're right, Big James. You're 100% right. BG say DG is the quarterback. I am on the DJ train. Whatever DG quarterback is, I'm hyped to watch. I'm hyped to watch football too. And I said that you're gonna win more games with Daniel Jones than we're gonna lose. Let's see here. Flacco is gonna tear us apart. I don't know about Flacco tearing us apart. Reviving his career. Lombardi. He might Broadway Joe. We cut Davis when he gets picked up by NFC teams like Commanders to get the insight into Davis offense. Yes, that usually does happen quite a bit. We got Broadway Joe. Tyrant says, I watched the Titans Cardinals during replays. Says terrible loan line. Can't run or pass block. Wink may have them boys feasting Tyrone is not, they did not play any of their starters, really, the offensive line and Titans, but it's even worse when they did. In week 1 and 2, it's really bad. I mean, this is bad. I was shocked about how much Malik would go back, and like a second later, the pocket was collapsed. How he did some of the things he did the last 3 games, I have no idea, because that offensive line is horrid. And I'm saying there's a chance to get some 3 and outs. Dom is cool. Dom is like Billy D, as cool as the other side. The pillow is what is this have to say? What is this we got here? Is that college program 5'2"? Yes, that's Dom is college football 5'2". Doesn't matter his size. Dom is a giant. He is. Daniel Jones is Woody from Toy Story. Yes, I still love that from last time. Chill Daddy. You didn't have to do that, but thank you, Tim. What did I do? Oh, I posted the link. If you don't know the link, here, go to Big Dash's channel. Here, go subscribe to his channel. I'll wait. Everyone just jump out a second. Oh, no, open up another browser. Go there. Subscribe to Big Dash channel. I'll wait. Give another 30 seconds so everyone can go subscribe. Let's see. Everyone go. Come on. Go subscribe. There's the link. There's the link. Go run out. He's all right. He's up now at the 500 and 552. All right. I'm going to wait another minute. Here's the link again. Here's the link. I'm going to put up on the screen. Oh, I could do that, can't I? Do whatever I want. I'm in command. Go subscribe. That's Big Dash's channel. I'm going to wait. I'm going to play with General Akbar while everyone goes and subscribes. That's a trap. What do we see here? All right. Let me see where we're at. Now we're at here. All right, we got a couple more. We got 4 more subscribers. All right, I'm back now. Oh, it's great to be me. Logic's fine. I got to get going here in a few minutes. Logic's fine says, I love the football. I play the game, but I can tell you, call out my team when they plat. I can't support a bad quarterback just because he's my team. I will leave it at that. It makes no sense to me. You're 100% right. I'm back. I was talking to the girlfriend. Hey, Zach, how was the girlfriend? Woody had a better supporting cast. Hello. Eli got a bobblehead statue. Yeah, Eli's got a bobblehead statue. It's a they did a Pepsi giveaway one of the games, and that's like the statue that he had. Hi, I'm Eli Manning. Subscribe to Big Dash's channel. He's great. So that's the same thing. They did that last year or 2 years ago. Okay, we got another subscriber. Tim, are you calling the Titans game? I don't know. I haven't decided yet. That's gonna be a tough game. That's gonna be a tough game to call and to watch. We'll figure it out. Done. Big Tuto in the house. What's up, Tuto? Preseason isn't the first team playing the number one offense schemes. I don't care what the team against the guys that will be cooking fries next week. You won't know what the Giants will be in until after week 2. Good point. Malik had a lot of practice while playing at Liberty. He really did have a lot of practice from not having an offensive line at Liberty. What do we got here? We're saying maybe they should be a Jet versus Giants in the regular seasons every year. You know, it wouldn't be. I thought that once, but I don't think it was being special because you only play it once a year, and it's like the Mets and the Giants, and the Mets and the Mets. It's Mets and the Yankees playing. You know, I like the Subway Series, but you know what? I think it would be better if the Subway Series was every other year, every couple years. I think it would make it more special. We got a Tuto super chat because we know what he wants.
Did you order the code red?
I did the job. Did you order the code red?
You're goddamn right I did. Tuto says, you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
You don't want the truth because deep down in places you don't talk about at parties, you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
I could just play that all day long, Tuto. I could play that all day long because that is just such a great scene. But thank you for the super chat. Super chat. Go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. Damn, I have to get my white Vic jersey. The Willis jersey looks tight. It is. The Willis jersey is awesome. What does Zach's girlfriend have to say? She's doing good. I'm trying to think what Giant game to take her to. I'll be at all the home games, so you can take her. James and I'm taking James to the home opener. James is locked in for the home opener right now for us. So we're going to be taking James to the home opener. He's going to hang out with me. We're going to have a good time. It's his birthday. So it'll be his birthday. So we know we're going to do a little tent. We're going to be in the red lot. We're going to do some giveaways. I got some stuff to give away. So come out. See, we're going to live broadcast from 10 o'clock in the morning from the parking lot. It should be interesting because I don't know how logistically I'm figuring this out yet, but you know what? I got a couple weeks to figure it out. So come see us, come say hello. Chill, Daddy. Love your profile pic. My grandfather loved Westerns. I like Westerns too. Who's got a problem with my paisan Tuto? You better check yourself. You better check yourself before you rickety wreck yourself. You know what? You don't mess with Tuto. You don't tug on Superman's cape. You don't spin in the wind. You don't pull the mask off the old Lone Ranger. And you don't mess with Tuto. Not sure that's how the song goes, but it's going to be close enough. We're going to be out of here in 3 minutes. We got 3. Well, this is the 3. We have the 3-minute warning coming in. If you haven't done it already, go to Big Dash's channel. There's Big Dash. Giant YouTube extraordinaire. Big Dash knows football. He knows Giants. Go out and watch his videos. Go do that for me. We're going to have the game on in an hour and about 15 minutes. So that's going to be fun. The keys to the game: avoid injuries. Have at least, you got to come in right as I'm leaving, Mr. Big Al. What's going up? Me and Giants online family only 2 weeks away. We got Big L in the house as we're 3 minutes away from leaving. We got Big L coming in here, dropping his knowledge quickly. Of course, we already saw there they all are at the game. LJ and Big L having a good time with the Dahmer. I will say this. LJ did try to put Dom in his pocket. Didn't work. There was too much room. But you got to love it. We got everyone coming in here. Key to the games, though, stay healthy. Let Daniel Jones at least have a drive like he had last week. One drive. Pull him out of the game. Observe the talent. I would play Wan'Dale Robinson a little bit more because, like I said, he needs to learn how to protect himself on the field. Because if he doesn't learn how to protect himself on the field, we're going to have some problems. Let's see the matchup between David Sills and the Bachman, because I think you're going to keep one. I don't think you can keep both. Someone's going to be on the practice squad. And I'll tell you right now, yes, there may be that symbiotic relationship between Daniel Jones and David Sills, but Bachman can play special teams. Dom pointed it out last week. We've said this before. Bachman comes up with the big touchdown. The very next play, trips up the guy in the 15, inside the 15 on the kickoff. That's what you need. David Sills cannot play special teams. Sometimes playing special teams. So you know what the funny thing is? Special teams, I'm going to tell you this because I play special teams. Special teams a lot of times it's not about talent. It's about desire. It's about the willingness. You have to have a little bit of a kamikaze mentality playing special teams because you need to run. You're running full board down the field. They don't have the guy breaking the wedge anymore. But back in the day, you had a guy who would break the wedge and you would run full force down the field as fast as you could to run into someone like running into a brick wall. And sometimes it's just a mental state. And I'm not sure that David Sills has that mental state to do that. So unless he's going to be like your number 3 wide receiver on this team, he's got to play special teams. And that's kind of it. One last Dom thing. Dom looked like he's 5 feet tall. I think he lied when he said he's 5'2". My wife is 5'2". He's clearly taller than Dom. Dom is about 5'2". I would say that. Hirsch for Real has to say, what does Hirsch for Real say? My first game will set the course for the season. Like I said, that the offensive line is very susceptible in Tennessee. I'm telling you right now, unless something changes quickly, you get a rush from up the middle, and you play within yourself and do not allow yourself to be over aggressive and fall for a delayed handoff. You could get some 3 and outs in Tennessee if the line keeps playing like they have been playing. If you're the Giants, but let's get through this game. No injuries. Move forward. We're gonna close this out. Everyone, this is Tim the Online Big Blue, bringing you the best and New York Giants sports talking. Our team. We're out of here, everyone. Enjoy the game at 1 o'clock. We'll have a video recapping it and see you on Monday.